wrote. And she heard it. And she's like, C-Mo, please let me write to this. She's like, I got the perfect song. And, you know, I was kind of like, give it a little sigh, like, oh, okay, we'll see. And so the next day, when she sent it to me, my mind was blown away. And Texas Grown is one of my top songs. And then also Clap Back, a good friend of mine, me and him came together. We wrote Clap Back together. And then also I have Clap Back remix with my cousin, Mr. Austin James. He's on that remix as well, where he wrote his part. So yes, I do write majority and mostly all my music. But when somebody wants to be kind enough and grateful enough to use their skills and write for me, you know, we go over, look over it, and I feel if it's a right fit, definitely sing it. I appreciate people that want to pour into my journey and believe in me and believe in my voice and my skills that they want to write a song for me. So.
Oh, that's nice. You know, I've been doing this now for 13 years, I think it is. And I've spoken to a lot of independent artists, and some of them that are big, that were big before they even, you know, met me. So one of them is Steve Hester. I don't know if he's familiar in the Arkansas area. He sings the blues. He's an older white gentleman. He just got married not too long ago. Well, it's been a minute, but he was one of my first interviews when I first started out. He was with a band called Steve Hester in the Deja Voodoo band. That's what they were called, and they mainly performed out in Arkansas. He's really big out there. Definitely check him out. I had sent him an email. He follows me on Facebook. He's not very active anymore, but because he's retired now. But I remember when I spoke with him, he was just like, I think we got someone calling in for you already. Could this be? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, let's try this again. Because I didn't even really officially turn on the phone lines yet. Let's try this again. Hopefully they'll call back. Let's see, put it that way. Okay. So and I would always talk with the artists and give them my poetry. I would say, I write songs, and I gave a couple of them some songs, and I think they were just pacifying me, just being really sweet, because I never heard anything back from them.
And really, how I write is kind of like poetic. Like I feel like music is poetry, and we just use our voice to express it. It's a poetic feeling. You write what comes to mind. Like I could be sitting here or riding the car, and I could hear 3 or 4 words, and I make sure I write them down or I voice sing them. And then I go back and end up just writing a whole song.
Hello? Excuse me. I think someone's trying to call in for you. Hello? Hello? You're on speaker. Are you there? Hello? Okay, well, they're not saying anything. Okay. And what would you go ahead finish saying what you were saying?
I was just saying, like, I could be driving or, you know, just sitting somewhere, just watching TV, and a few words will pop in my head, and I end up writing a song out those few words, just like that. I remember one night I was asleep, and so that is how the song "She Got That Grip" came about. I was asleep and woke up out of my sleep and wrote that whole song.
Wow. Well, you must have been dreaming about something.
I don't know what it was about. I just woke up and just started writing. It was just basically, you know, writing details of the song. Now, a lot of people get this song misconstrued, but to each his own.
I understand. So who inspires you? You know, who inspires you? I want to play one of your songs. Before you answer that, I want to play one of your songs. So tell me which one. I got Butter Them Yams, which is a cute song. Clap Back, Different Strokes, Gentleman Groove, HBCU Love, Heavyweight Lovin'.
you know what? Since it is HBCU season and homecoming season,
okay,
and I'm representing for my Prairie Animal University, let's go ahead and give us some HBCU love.
okay, I will do
Because
that.
you know the colleges, the HBCUs are celebrating homecoming this season, so let's give them a little HBCU love. Bring
Okay.
everybody united together.
All right. So, I mean, we're going to continue to talk while I'm putting this together because I got to get it lined up so I could play it. But I'm definitely I forgot what I was saying. What were we talking about?
I think you were asking who inspired me to get.
Yeah, inspire. Who?
And I started with my grandfather. My grandfather was my inspiration to sing. I grew up with my grandparents in the big city of Bremont, Texas, a little small town in the Central Texas
Shout out.
Valley area. But it was started with him Saturday mornings, or just hanging out with him as a little kid. I always listened to the blues, Bobby Bland, Bobby Womack, Little Milton, Tyrone Davis, who was one of his favorites, ZZ, Hill, Johnny Taylor. I would always, listen to my grandfather to say he could sing. And I would listen to him sing, ride and hanging out with him. And I would, as a little kid, mimic him. And as I got older, I started singing in church and singing in church, the male choir with him. And so he was really my inspiration. He used to always tell me he wished people could hear my voice. And so he passed in 2021 from COVID. And so when that happened, that kind of was like a motivation for me to get out here and do something I love, but also something my grandfather loved. So really doing this makes me feel like he's right there with me on this journey, on this step. When I'm in the studio, I feel his presence. When I write, when I perform, and it's like I zone out and I tap in. It's like my grandfather's right there with me, and I just zone everything out and I perform the best I can. So he was really my inspiration for the music.
Okay. And you grew up listening to what type of music?
Blues, Southern soul, and of course, I was younger, so I grew up, rap, R&B as well. But it was a lot of blues in the household. Like I said, Tyrone Davis, ZZ Hill, Johnny Taylor, Little Milton, Bobby Womack, Bobby Bland. This is all those. Lou Davis, Betty Wright. Just grew up listening to all that type of music in the household.
Okay, well that's good. I mean that's a good start. You seem like you have humble roots. Where is it gospel involved in those humble roots?
Oh yes, yes. Gospel. Oh yeah. If we were no church on Sunday, had to be a church on Sunday. I could go hang out on Saturday night, but I made sure I had to walk in that church.
You had to walk in that church.
Sunday school.
Good foundation. Definitely good foundation.
Real good foundation. Definitely grew up in church.
Yeah, it always gives you something to lean back on. The way I see it, I feel kind of bad for people who did not grow up with that church environment around them, because they don't realize that they can establish their own relationship with our Father. And talk to him in times of need. And anytime you put yourself out there to do anything, you always need that extra support. You definitely always need that extra support from people. Well, I have gotten. Let's see. I got HBCU lined up. And let's go ahead and play it and give people a taste of it. Now, I play the independent artist music every day that I'm on after the show. Well, not after the show, within the show. So, like, the commercial music will end like 12:45, and then the indie artist mix will come in. And he is in the indie artist mix, and you probably have heard the song before. So now this gives me a chance to place the music with the person. So, which helps sell, because there's nothing like knowing that person and seeing the artist's personality. I think that that's a major part of selling that a lot of independent artists don't realize, is that that's a major part. letting people hear your voice, them asking questions, you getting to see what type of person you are, when is your birthday. Matter of fact, what's your zodiac? You don't have to believe in it, just put it out there for those that do.
Well, I'm a Cancer,
Oh!
Cancer.
Oh my God!
I feel like I'm the heartbeat of the Cancer. July 8th.
One thing about, I'm not really into astrology, but you see different people and different personalities. And it all to me, it kind of intertwines with the stars. It's like I'm an Aquarius, but a February Aquarius is different from a January Aquarius. A February, an Aquarius that's right on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius, that's a different kind of personality. And yours is Cancer. What day? What's your date?
July 8th.
July 8th. So you're a July Cancer. Now you may be different from the June Cancers. Your personality. Now I'm not into the astrology. Don't think that I am, because it seems that way. But I do believe that certain personalities and traits come from the stars. I believe that depending on where the stars aligned and the planet is, has a lot to do with your moods and the type of person that you are. Now, I know one thing I do know about Cancers, because I have a few of them in my family. You guys love deep. Y'all some deep.
Yes, we do.
That is if you get a Cancer to love you, you could they're going to love you for life, okay? For one thing.
We have good hearts.
Yes.
Have good, pure hearts and pure intentions.
And they're going to love you deep. They're going to love you deep, but don't cross them. You don't want to let that crab loose. So let me go ahead and see if I can get this song on. I'm on a whole new different. I'm on the cloud and all this sort of stuff, and things are not.
You experience what is love, laughter, and fun.
I'm gonna have to turn this down because they're gonna get back. Oh, we're not on.
Homecoming weekend, we stepping in styles. Happy Greek roads lit, you can hear them for miles. From the building to the queen, king, history in the air. A southern soul heartbeat, love's everywhere. HBCU love, HBCU love, HBCU love, HBCU love. It's the time of year, and we back on the yard. Tailgates popping, them grills going hard. Old friends hugging, new flames spark. Marching band playing as the DJ starts. Legacy deep, you can feel that pride. It's a HBCU vibe, baby, we outside. Homecoming weekend, we stepping in styles. Happy Greek roads lit, you can hear them for miles. From the building to the queen, king, history in the air. A southern soul heartbeat, love's everywhere. HBCU love, HBCU love, HBCU love, HBCU love. Delta girl strutting in their crimson heels. Kappa shimmy is smooth, you know the deal. New shoes barking loud, strolling through the crowd. AKA's pretty, they serving it proud. With their pearls, sing my brothers toasting, insiders hold it down. The alphas in the cut, it's Greek all around. Homecoming weekend, we stepping in styles. Happy Greek roads lit, you can hear them for miles. From the building to the queen, king, history in the air. A southern soul heartbeat, love's everywhere. HBCU love, HBCU the ones who paved the way. The struggle, the glory, the black excellence. Put your hands up if you're repping your line. I go to fight later, but school as wine. Step with pride, struck with soul. HBCU love, it never gets old. Sigma Gamma, I see you too. The party starts down in CVU. HBCU sound. HBCU sound.
Okay, that was good. I have another one of your songs that I'm going to play because I like that one. I like that one, and the one that I thought it was coming on next, but it did not come on next. But you know what I like? I like the idea that is that a band? Did you get a band to do that with you, or that's just the beat you selected?
No, that is the work of Flow Beats. Producer Flow Beats did this out of Alabama. I spoke with him, gave him the idea, the concept I had, and he ended up making it sound like a live marching band playing in the background with a Southern Soul twist.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool to have that band back there. You know, so I'm going to ask you, what symbol do you represent? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm just going to ask you because I see you were you quoted out some of them in your song. So which one? Are you in the sorority?
No, I didn't pledge. I was just showing love to the Divine Nine.
Oh, okay.
I was showing love to the Divine Nine. I have an uncle and a cousin and some aunts and family members that pledged, but I didn't pledge. I just wanted to show love to the Divine Nine when I gave out HBCU love because, you know, Divine Nine is a big part of the HBCU college as well.
So the college that you went to, is this something that your family went to, or is it something different?
So I had one of my uncle, he attended Prairie View. I went to Prairie View, and my sister and cousin went to Prairie View. And I had some other family members as well throughout the years that attended Prairie View, and good close family friends that went to Prairie View. So Prairie View is kind of like it's kind of like the family school, but you know, we had other family members that go to different schools and achieve great things. Had family members that go to Power Queen as well, and so
okay,
yeah, Prairie View. A couple of us went to Prairie View A&M University.
Okay. And so tell us about this song about the yams. Butter Them Yams. That's the name of it.
So I was making me some pancakes one day. And I was just sitting there. I started humming. So then I was like, chicken and dumplings, pancakes and jam. Come on over here, baby, and butter them yams. And then it's kind of, I don't know, the whole song. Just I'm making some pancakes.
It's making some pancakes. That's
chicken
it.
Chicken and dumplings.
Yeah, you got all types of food in that song. Okay, let me try it again. I'm going to try it again now.
Still playing Mario.
Yeah, it's going to skip over. I'm skipping over it. So, yeah, this is a new server that I was on. I decided to go to the cloud. Just worked out a little bit better. Is this it? Is that you?
Good morning.
Nope, that's not you. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Morning. Good morning.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna I'll try and get it before we finish our interview. I don't want to keep interfering with our interview. So, but it's called Butter Them Yams.
Yeah, butter them yams.
my player don't want to play it for some reason. They don't want to play that song. Butter Them Yams is giving me everything but that song. So I got it in the line. I just moved it over again to see if it'll play again. Let's try it. So but outside of that, I met you online. We met on Facebook, and
Yes.
you were such a gentleman, such a gentleman. I couldn't help but pay you some attention. And then when I saw your pictures, your style, I said, okay, we got us a smooth big man here. And for a while, I was calling you Smoove. I was calling you Smoove. So, what type of music do you listen to when you're on your downtime? Is it
Southern soul, blues, gospel, R&B, a little old school rap here and there, just different things. When I'm a downtime and having a daughter, I find myself listening to a lot of Disney music when I don't have her.
How old is your daughter?
She's 9.
Okay. Is she singing
She's
too?
9.
Is she singing?
She actually does like to sing. So we be having car karaoke, and when I have her here, we be singing songs together. She actually has a beautiful voice too, so I'll be working with her sometimes.
All right. Do you like karaoke?
I've done it probably twice. I've done it on a cruise, and then I've done it before once an hour. I mean, it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun to do, but sometimes you can get it for fun to be up there trying to sing for real. So.
So what is it that it was something that I needed to ask you, and I'm trying to remember what it is now. I got so many things going across my mind, but it's something that I needed to ask you that had to do with your music, but it'll come back to me. I'm just going to go ahead and move on to something else. So have you always sung Southern Soul? So you never reached over to R&B and hip hop and
Well, I did R&B first when I was in college. When I was in my college years, my younger years, I was doing R&B. I actually put an R&B album out called Midnight Teas in 2023. And that was kind of like, since I have these songs, I just polished them back up and put them out. But then I just stuck to the Southern Soul genre. But it's not to say I'm not. I mean, I feel like I'm an artist that can do different things. So I'm definitely going to make more R&B songs. I got a country song in the mix coming. I just want to be versatile. I don't want to be just
nailed down to one thing.
I want to show what God has blessed me with, the talent I can do different things.
Well, I've heard that Southern Soul is easier to sell as far as your music and stuff like that, because it wasn't as congested, but it's very much getting congested now. You have so many people that are converting over to Southern Soul so that they can, make money and booking these shows and things of that sort. So, but I need to ask you about cover songs, because Shine Bold does do booking, and we just opened up our, new booking department. We got a lot of stuff that's coming up and going to be good for the artists and stuff like that. But one thing that I run across that I'm asked that I find difficult to do with the independent artists, and that is to do cover songs. Nobody likes to do cover. Everybody wants to go in and do their own thing. And I can appreciate that. And I do understand. You wrote your music. You got all this stuff going on. You want people to hear you. But some of the more corporate events, they want you to come in at least with a cover song, to start with a cover, and then you could introduce it. And I kind of understand that. At first I didn't, but then I did, because if you're coming in and you're singing a song that's familiar, to everyone, especially if it's one that gets the crowd moving, you already have their undivided attention then, because you have their attention when you're coming in, but you get their undivided attention if you're singing a song that they're familiar with. Because they say, that's my song. And so then you got them all involved, and you break out with your own style. You know what I mean? And you break out with your own music, and, you let them know, hey, I'm C-Smoove. Next thing you know, they're looking for your music. But I find a lot of independent artists that don't want to do cover, and that's very hard for me, especially when you're trying to book them in bigger gigs. You have to do cover. So if you was to do a cover, in my experience, it's best, I've been told it's best to do a cover on a song that's not going to outshine yours. It's best to do a cover with an artist who's very similar to your style, or that matches your tone and your voice and stuff. Well, how do you feel about that?
So when I do shows, I do open with a cover. I open with Donnie Ray's cover, "Rock Me, Baby."
Oh, how did that go? Give me a taste. Do you need music? Can you do? Go ahead.
It's I wrote a letter to my sweet baby, and this is how it began. It says, "I'm sorry, baby, if I've done you wrong, and I'm sorry, baby, if I have to leave you all alone. See, there comes a time in one's life where you got to be strong and make a sacrifice. You know I love you, yeah, until the end of time. So I'm sitting right here with thoughts of you on my mind." And it goes, "Mama,
Wow.
take me in your arms and
Rock you, baby. There you go. Let's sing it one more time. Woo hoo hoo. One. Come on.
Mama,
Take me in your arms and rock you, baby. Yeah. Okay, I just messed up everything I know. But it is very important that you sing that cover song, and I'm glad that you understand. I'm glad that you understand that, because that makes my job easier, because I'm waiting on independent artists now to send me their covers that they cover. And I try to tell them, start out with a cover. That's all they're asking, is just to start out with a cover, but it helps you. It helps you because it gets the people's attention. So I am so glad that you don't mind doing that. So I'm going to try this song again. Let's try to see if I can get it to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay. It's coming up. It's gonna do me right this time. Okay. I'm just waiting for it to do what it's supposed to do. I have to talk to the people about this new thing. How do I just pay it instantly? So they don't want to play that song. Burn them yams is giving me everything but that song. So I got it in the line. I just moved it over again. No, it did it again. It passed by it. It didn't play it. Yeah, it's playing Destiny Child. Okay, let me see what I could do while I'm on the phone, while I'm on the line. I'm gonna do this while I'm live. Just bear with me, people. See if I can get it to do what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna get this song. I'm getting this song on here.
It must be one of your favorite songs, buddy.
It is. You got a couple of them that I really like. Let's see where we at. We on in the BK. So when you listening to music, are you listening to Southern Soul on the radio? Is that the only station you listen to? Yeah.
I listen to different types of music. But
I know you're on your lunch, and I don't want to continue to take up too much of your time. Most of the independent artists usually have a job, unless their music is supporting them 100%. And I know you can't wait till that day comes.
And, like I always say, if it's in God's plan and God's will, it'll happen.
But you have some people that go ahead and that's what they want. They go in there looking for that. They want to be stars. They want to be famous and stuff. I try to tell some of them that there are, I call them hidden stars. Like there's a lot of them in Southern Soul that I didn't know. These were famous people that you don't see them in the limelight, but they're rich off of their music because they have this huge following. So not all the time you're going to be on front and center. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you're not making money and you don't have that crowd or that following that follows you wherever you go, because you have that there. That's there. And some of these people I've never heard of before, but they're famous.
Yes.
So I call it the hidden famous people.
Yeah, they be in the background. It's not a background, so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this will help. I just sent you the song in your messenger individually. I don't know if it'll work that way.
See, what it is that if what I think is going on, I've been working with the tech people to find out about some things that the station is doing that I'm not very familiar with. What it is that it seems like if I put the song in too fast or something, it seems to skip over the song. Okay. But if I put it in like 5 songs before, 5 songs after the song that was played, it seems to work that way. Like right now, I was getting ready to play Janae Aiko, The Worst. So I'm going to put it in right now. I'm putting it in behind a commercial endorsement, and let's see if it will play then. Like the other station, it gave me problems, but I was able to just plug and play. Whenever I had someone like you on the line, I could just pick up their song and plug it and play it. But this one, it does different. It's different. I don't know. It has some good and some bad. What I realize about technology is you have to kind of take the good with the bad, because not at all. It doesn't work for everyone. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling because I'm trying to do too many things at one time. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. Very good. So sorry.
Trust me, I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this again. Maybe if I don't want to refresh my screen because then I'm gonna lose connection. But let me try this again, see if this will work. All right, let's do it. Hopefully this will work.
It's back and louder than ever. LJDN Live with Lena Jones is crashing into your mornings with bold beats, real talk, and unapologetic vibes. From indie artists to mic-dropping moments, we're turning up the volume on what radio should be. Tune in, tap in, and turn it all the way up. Monday through Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on LJDN Radio. This isn't just radio, it's...
I gotta get you, Sean.
Is that you? No, that's not you.
That's gotta be for me right there.
That's dynamite. That's croon. Either way, the independent artist mix is coming up after about matter of fact, it's on now. So your songs are in there, and so is that Yam song. So they'll hear it. I apologize. I couldn't get it to do right for me, but I'm still learning the system. You pay all this money for this stuff, and then no one's around to train you how to use it. You kind of gotta teach yourself how to use it and stuff like that. But I did enjoy you coming on.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm very grateful and appreciate it. just thank you for seeing something in me and my music that you wanted to bring me on. So I don't take this lightly. I'm very grateful for this opportunity and the chance to speak with you and, get my music out here more.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely work with you. Definitely one of the artists that I want to work with to help you promote and become bigger. I'm not no miracle worker, and I'm not. People be like, "Who is she?" I don't think I'm nobody, right? I'm just somebody trying to help someone else because it's hard out here, especially as an independent. As a contractor, as an entrepreneur, as a micro business owner, it's hard out here for us. And it's good to give a hand up. See, no one gave me that. I had to start from zero, you know, 15 years ago or something. Yeah, I had to start from nothing. Yeah, I started with zero. Zero. I'm gonna tell you the short story because I want to get you back to work by 1:00. Okay. I have when I first started getting into this part of the radio and stuff like that, we had been into entertainment back in California. I got write-ups in the LA Times and stuff like that. So I wasn't unfamiliar with the entertainment world, but I was unfamiliar with entertainment and social media because I wasn't even on social media. I had heard so many bad things about Facebook that I didn't even want to get on. And I'm like, I don't want to get on that. That thing don't sound like nothing but trouble. I was breaking marriages up, people arguing and fighting and stuff until I studied it and realized that it's not the application, it was the people. But I didn't choose Facebook in the beginning. I chose Twitter to start out with. And so I started out with Twitter, started out on the radio, and I said, okay, I got to get some followers here. I didn't really have any money to advertise. So, the free advertisement was social media. It still is. They're trying to change it, but it's the best form of advertisement. So I looked up how to get followers on Twitter. I opened an account and stuff, and it said, okay, you go in there, you follow 50 people. You open up the account, you pick your category, and you follow 50 people. Those 50 people is going to follow you back, and that's going to be your start. So I said, okay, let's do this. But went in and did 50 people. Waited 2 days later, none of them followed me. I was following them, but they weren't following me. So I tried it again, another 50, the same thing. I maybe got one follower out of it, and I didn't know. I was kind of stuck on, how do I get people to pay attention to me, to know that I'm here? So one day I just happened to be listening to music as usual, and one of my songs came on. I don't know whether it was Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. It was one of the two. And it was a phrase in the song. That's why I put those quotes out on. I don't know if you've seen them, the little quotes that I put out with the music for quotes that are words that are in a particular song. So I started doing that.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, so I started doing that, and I did that with Whitney Houston. Then I did it with my girl Corinne Bailey because I really liked her music, and I started getting people liking it, the little quotes. So once I realized that people were actually liking my quotes and they were following me because of those quotes, I said, hey, I got something here. So I named them Sweet Tweets. So Sweet Tweets grew. I mean, once I started doing that on Twitter, I just got all types of followers. I started growing like crazy, and I knew that, one of my studies is you had to find a niche, and I didn't have one. But Sweet Tweets gave me some, and even to this day, I still got my notebook of all the sweet tweets that I used to put out there. I kept that as memorabilia. But I started out with zero. I did. I really started out with zero. Nothing. Not one follower, not nothing. Nobody followed me. Nobody nothing. And now if you Google the LJDN network or LJDNRadio, you'll see I have over a million followers. But it started with zero. Nothing.
Yeah, that's the blessing. I tell people, I live off this quote, and I tell people too, that if you go out and plant the seeds with faith, God gonna send the rain when it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
So you plant the seeds of faith, and He sent the rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
and
just
so now it's gonna blossom.
he just kept blessing me, and someone had came to me about radio, and I was like, oh, radio, what am I gonna do with radio? Who wants to hear me, and it came back to me, and I was like, well, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't want to talk about myself. I need something to talk about. And it came on me because of me being a micro business owner, needing people to know my business, what I do and stuff like that. It came to me to reach out to the people like me, give them exposure. Let people know who they are and stuff. So that's what I did. My hope for the next 5 to 7 years, I interviewed micro businesses all over the world, all over the U.S. And so that's what I did, and it grew, and it's on BTR. Even to this day, I got like 30,000 downloads and stuff like that on it. And it just grew like that. I decided to not make it about me, but make it about people like me, people who need to get that word out, people who don't have that type of advertisement. And people knew. One of the authors thanked me because I made him #1 seller on Amazon a couple of times. So it was all good. Yeah, it was all good. It was a struggle. I can't say that it was easy because it was only me. I didn't have a crew or anything. I didn't even have music. I did 2 hours, a 2-hour show on BTR with no music, just doing interviews. And when a person wouldn't show up for their interview, I didn't want dead air, so I had to find something. So I went to search for music. And I went back to Twitter, and there were independent artists, putting their stuff out. And I reached out to them. I said, hey, I need some music on my radio. Can I use your songs? And they said, yeah. See, I thought I could just go and get any type of commercial music and put it on my radio station, but I was wrong because I had to be licensed to do that.
Yeah, everything has to be licensed.
So, learned a lesson there. And so I reached out to the independent community. And they were more than willing. That's when I met Steve Hester, Michael Bronstetter, a whole bunch of them. They were all white rock country, because when I reached out to the black community, they wouldn't help me. When I reached out to the black artists, and I have no reason to make this up, they wanted me to pay them. No, you're going to use my music. You're going to give me. And I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe my people. So I went to rock and I went to country because they were willing to let me use their music and not charge me for it. So, and then now I'm, things have changed, and I got a very nice, well-mixed crowd of people who like listening to my music, kind of like my radio station. It's called The Melting Pot because I don't just play one genre. I play all types of music because I'm into all types of music. So that was that. And I just grew from there. So I wanted to do something to reach out to the independent artist community because they really helped me. I needed help. I needed music. And they were so willing to, just let me go ahead and use their songs and stuff. I listened to them. I listened to the struggle that some of them have. Not everybody's blessed to have money or connections and stuff like that. And they were struggling just like me. Only difference is I had a business that was more of radio, websites, and all this sort of stuff that I was used to doing. But they were doing the same thing, but it was about their music. So I wanted to do something to reach out to the independent artist community. So now since I have grown, so now that I have grown and stuff, I can really reach out and help you guys in so many ways. That's why I started the fund, the Independent Artist Fund, because I realized that I had an event and I had an independent artist that needed their phone. It's like, I need my phone because my music is on my phone. A lot of people depend on their phone for a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And they needed the phone bill paid, so that they could perform. So that's what I did. Helped them out on their phone bill. So, and then I realized that it's a lot of little things like this that stands in the way of an artist being creative. So that's why I created the LIAF Fund, the LJDN Independent Artist Fund. So I have some calendars that's come out, and C-Mo Smoove is going to be in that calendar.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. And so I know for me, and I know the other editors, we are very grateful. I just want to say thank you for all that you do for us and putting us on this platform. I know for me personally, I just want to thank you for what you do for artists like me that's trying to get heard, showcase our talent. You've given us this platform to come on and get our music played, and the fans and other people to get a chance to learn more about the person.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say thank you for that. I'm just very grateful again for the opportunity.
You're welcome. I couldn't get no one to give me a handout, but I could give a handout. I can do what is within my power to do. And someone asked me yesterday, I want to do a commercial on your site. I want this and that. I told them I can't guarantee you that people are going to buy your services. I can't. That would be lying, because I can't guarantee you. But I can guarantee you that you will be heard. My motto is be heard. I can't guarantee you they're going to come and pay for your music, but you will be heard. And once you get heard repetitively, people will recognize the name and they will know you. And that's what I live on, and that's what I go by. I don't guarantee anyone stardom. I can't do that. I'm not a star. It's people more famous than I am that's doing this, and they're not commercial famous, but they are. I can't promise anyone anything, but I can promise you that you will be heard. The station, it averages anywhere between 5,000 to 10,000 listeners per month. And I know that's only a drop in the bucket for, but it's a start, and it grew from that. It grew from zero, 12, 13 years ago. It grew from zero to what it is now. And I thank God for that.
Yes.
And I thank God for people like you that are willing to come on, talk about your music, send in your music and stuff like that. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your music is heard. And that's all I ask. I don't really ask them to pay me for anything. I just do it because it's in my heart and it touches me. For someone to have a dream and you can't touch that dream, you can't get to that dream because you got all these little tiny obstacles in the way. So if I could just help one person with that tiny obstacle to get them to move on, I've did a lot.
See, that's why you'll continue to prosper as well. Just wanting to give back to artists that's trying to make it, because like you said, God loves a cheerful giver. I know He means about giving to the church, but I also feel like that when you give other people, you can share it with you built on, you can share it with somebody else cheerfully. He's going to bless you abundantly in what you have going on as well. So,
and then I look for the blessing. I mean, if God wants to bless me, I'm going to take it. I'm never going to turn down a blessing. But I do this. This is heartfelt for me. People don't realize that. I moved the way I have because it's heartfelt for me. And it's so heartfelt for me. I went and got my license with, ASCAP, BTI, and all of them. I went and got my call letters registered, the WLJD. That's a registered internet station. I went and got my NADB, the National broadcasters thing, this certificate or card that says radio's new generation. It says radio's new generation. So I went and did everything that I needed to do to make sure that I was legitimate enough to represent someone else. And now I have a nonprofit organization which is part of LIAF Fund And I just this week I'm getting registered to get my own label for Shine Bowl, which is the brand of booking inside LJDN Radio. So I hope to do a whole lot of stuff. And I'm glad that you are here with me. It was so good meeting you, C Smoove.
Yeah, so good. Great meeting you as well. Thank you again so much.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you go and get back to work. You know where I'm at. I'm in a cut. I'm on the social media at LJDN Radio 1. Radio 1 or Radio 2, one of the two. Do not go to LJDN Radio. That site was infiltrated by some foreigners, and they're using that site. They got my picture up there, and telling people, trying to get people money. I've talked to Facebook. They're not doing anything about it. So make sure you're on the right site. It's the one with the diamond on it. Okay.
We will do.
All right. Do you have any last words or any shots out you want to give to anyone?
I just want to tell all my fans and supporters, the DJs, VJs, people that play my music, that like my music, don't like, hey, I thank y'all for this. Couldn't be possible without y'all. More to come in 2026.
Looking forward
I feel
to
like
it.
I'm just getting started. Like I said, thank God for this opportunity. Just want to appreciate everybody that's been along with me along this journey from the start, in between to now. What you've done for me does not go unnoticed. And I just thank y'all, and I hope that y'all life continue to go well again. Again, just thank you to everybody that supported me, that continue to support me. I'm again grateful for you all, and just thank you.
Now, give us your music platforms. Where can we find your music? Because I know people are probably going to look for that song that I wasn't able to get to play.
I am on all streaming platforms. You just type in, you can just Google C-Mo Smoove, C-Mo space SMOOVE, and I pull up anywhere on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon. I'm on all streaming platforms. So my music is on all platforms for you.
Now remember, it's Smoove with a V, SMOOVE. I couldn't find you one time because I kept putting in Smooth, because it just matched with your attire, with your style. You just look smooth. That's it. You just can't help it. It's something that looks like it comes natural for you. So I was putting in Smooth, and I couldn't find you. So definitely put in the
S. That's why I put the VE. I tell people it's smooth with a VE and not the TH for a reason.
Yeah, that makes it easier to find. It definitely makes it easier to find. So check him out. He said he's on all the platforms. Check out his music, and he's going to be coming up within the next 30 minutes. Well, it's already playing the independent music, artist music playlist. So he's in there. So definitely check him out along with the other artists that's in there. I hope to be able to interview all of them eventually, one at a time. But check them out. Definitely check out the independent artists and support your independent artists. And we thank you, C-Mo Smoove. And
thank you so much.
I'll be talking with you, okay?
All right. Have a blessed one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hi there. Looking for a fresh way to get your business heard? Advertise with LJDNRadio and connect with real listeners who love discovering new voices. Whether you're promoting a product, service, or event, we've got the airspace to amplify your brand. Affordable rates, powerful reach, and network that supports independent creators. Email us at ljdnradio@gmail.com or call us at 757-90